Hello lovely people, I'm Patricia Lubeck. I'm a nurturer, a healer and a protector, and today we're going to ground into our mind, into our self, and we connect back into the earth. So welcome. Before we do anything else, this world is mad. It's always been mad and we're peaking at the moment, aren't we? So we've got a little bit of an endurance run ahead of us, and the one thing that's going to serve us and serve us individually as well as collectively is if we find that voice within ourselves where our truth and our knowing lies. Not by ignoring everything that goes on around us, but by finding that point where we are most in line with what we believe, what we think is right, what we want for this world. So I'm going to offer you a little grounding practice, but for a moment, actually just come into a space. So sit comfortably, find a grounding where your hips, your sitting bones, your legs can really press into the earth. And for the duration of my singing bell, take a breath. Actually just come here, be here. Come into your body for a moment. So right now it is really important that we hear our inner voices, because they are ways for us to make right choices in difficult moments, especially when neither of the choices that we really want to make are ideal or what we want, and they help us remember our autonomy and really trust what our mission has rather than what we think is important for ourselves. And so it's also really important that at this time where so much is happening, we don't just escape. So we can escape by kind of being in this state of, wow, this is going to be great. And we can escape into everyone's going to die. And then we have countless conspiracy theories and options to go down to, but also thousands of truths to uncover. And the important thing right now is that in this world where everything coexists and we're in this massive discrepancy of truth, where everyone can invent their reality really, and where our thoughts are more powerful than ever, lots of things will be true at the same time. So there isn't a single origin or a single point to move towards. There are layers upon layers in everything that we're witnessing, and so it really, really matters that we find ourselves on these scales of experiences in our truth and make the choices that are right for ourselves. Because those choices, if they're right for ourselves, they will then aid the collective as well. So there is a difference between making choices for ourselves to be selfish and aligning with our purpose, our mission, our truth, and creating in this world where uniqueness is not separation, but uniqueness is an understanding of ourselves from all these different perspectives. And so if we can be in our perspective and our real truth, then that can actually aid our collective to grow. And so today I would like to offer you a little practice of grounding and of feeling yourself in different levels so that you can tap into that more often throughout the day, and especially when you need to make choices. Let's go. So first of all, you've grounded a little bit into the body, but let's create a space below. For me, this is a circle, so I imagine this circle that goes around me that really encompasses my legs and maybe even a good foot or so on either side of me. So this really big circle, and I imagine it filled with glistening golden light, with sparkles and little rainbow fractals. And I imagine this space around me as a little buffer between my experience and any kind of forces, ideas, agendas that might be around me. And even though I'm on the earth, I still imagine it, because Mother Earth does have lots of interference with radiation and toxicity and the craziness that's in the world that also lands in the water within the earth. So imagining myself in this little space is where we'll start. You can make this a triangle, a square, a hexagon, whatever feels right for you, but for me today it's a circle. And so let's take 3 breaths together to breathe into our foundation. If you can sigh or make a sound as you exhale, that's really helpful too. Last one. Amazing. And so the first level that we're going to feel ourselves is between the earth, so where we're sitting, even if you're sitting on your bed or inside, and whatever is above us, the sky. So I'm going to take a couple of breaths. In the first breath, I will feel myself from my pelvis and my sitting bones as I inhale, all the way to my head as I exhale, so feeling my physical body in space. On the second inhale and exhale, I will feel myself from the earth, from the core of the earth, all the way to the sky where the stars are. And then on the third breath, I'm kind of finding that place in between where I feel like I'm as tall as I want to be, but not any taller than feels safe. And so you can explore that energetically, you can explore that kind of by pressing in and by reaching up, and you can even just feel that through your sides and your spine. So first breath, feeling my body. Second breath, feeling the earth and the stars. And third breath, finding my space. Great, and now we're going to do that again, and we're going to reach up from side to side, and we'll feel into as far as our arms can reach, to as close as we can hug ourselves. Then we're going to feel wide into the very extent of our auric field, and as far as we want to extend that, to the very core of our heart, the very smallest one-dimensional space within existence. And then on the third one, we'll see where we want to end up with that. So breathing in, feeling the length of my body, breathing out, holding myself tight. Breathing in, extending through my energy field, welcoming the cat, breathing deeply. And then exhaling, coming into this place of unity, of singularity, of nucleus. And then finally, finding the width that feels good, feels powerful, and feels safe for me today. And then we're going to feel ourselves in the front and back body. So as I inhale, feeling the front body, the opportunities that are ahead of me, feeling the opening in the chest. And then as I exhale, kind of rounding the back a little bit and letting the back of the lungs breathe. So that's my first breath. Opening the chest as I inhale and rounding the chest, really to feel that back body round and open as I exhale. My second round of breathing will be feeling into the future as I inhale. So what do I want to leave for the generations to come? What extension do I want to give my energy into for the future? And then on the exhale, really tapping into the past and feeling what's behind me. So sending my current state back into all of the wisdom that the ancestors provide, and my cellular memory remembers, and the flow of energy, meeting that flow of energy that comes through us from the past. So breathing in, opening into the future, breathing out, tapping into the past and that strength and energy flow. And then my third breath will be to kind of find myself in the middle space. So first breath, just physically. Second breath, energetically, in future and past consideration. Leaning into the support of the ancestors. And then last breath, finding myself on this level. And so now hopefully you have found a space in the up and down, the sideways and the front and back that you feel a sense of centering and a sense of groundedness and a sense of belonging and safety. And it's in this space now that we take a couple of breaths, we align ourselves into, and we anchor. So take a few breaths with me. Then in this place, ask yourself, what is true for me? What feels true? What values come to mind? What words come to mind? And then which of these thoughts make my heart open, make me feel like I soften, make me open up, expand? And then physically, where does that truth land? Where does it move freely? How does my body want to breathe and move into this truth? And then, if I listen to what's happening in the world, if I let the thoughts, the fears, the feelings, the information pass through me, which of those truths might not feel expansive, but resonate with me? Which people, which ideas, which agendas do not give me that sense, make me feel constricted, make me feel like something isn't there to trust? And play through those again. Where does that land in your body? How does your body shape when you think about this? And then when you find something that feels true but doesn't feel expansive, sit with your heart and push out anyone else's thoughts. So imagine your circle, your shape, and push it out actively. Push out in all directions, clear off you anyone else's opinions. And push that out of your space and stay with that thought. So ask yourself now, what is the next step for me in this moment to come closer into what I want? What one thing can I do right now for myself? Welcome home to you. So, as you spend these last moments here, let the singing bowl guide you out of your practice again, keeping you in that space of alignment and having the space in your auric field in your etheric body, but not necessarily letting it now guide your path, but just be the foundation from which you walk on.